The inspiration for this morning's practice, honoring the first foray out of Jerusalem's old city walls, is the Montefiore windmill. Built in 1857 on a slope opposite the western city walls of Jerusalem, this is the site that 3 years later the new Jewish neighborhood of Mishkenot Sha'ananim would be erected on. The windmill and the neighborhood were both funded by the British Jewish banker and philanthropist Moses Montefiore, who devoted his life to promoting industry, education, and health in what was at the time part of Ottoman-ruled Palestine. Montefiore built the windmill with funding from the estate of Judah Turo, an American Jew who appointed Montefiore executor of his will. In 2012, the mill was completely restored to full working order using the original 1850s plans, which were located in the British Library as a guide. The first landmark of the modern city of Jerusalem was rededicated after a significant renovation as part of Israel's 60th anniversary celebrations. Today, the windmill looks like it did 150 years ago, with blades that rotate and the ability to grind flour. After decades of being a silent monument in Jerusalem's skyline, the complex is now a vibrant venue with sails spinning thanks to wind energy. The Visitors Center features a tasting room for Jerusalem wines, an escape room on the trail of Montefiore's secrets, a cafe with a panoramic view, Segway tours, bike tours, and themed events. This practice will focus on taking up space. Let's go into the studio to begin. Let's start out in child's pose. Big toes touching and knees to the sides of the mat. If your glutes don't reach your heels and this feels uncomfortable, you can place a block between the two. Sink down and slowly start breathing in and out, savoring the feeling of having your head below your heart. Breathe into your stomach, let it expand, and then around your heart, back, front, and sides, into your throat, and up to your third eye. Once there, hold your breath for a count of 5 and let it out slowly through your nose, retracing the inhalation route. When you've expelled all of the air, contract your pelvic floor so that you can reach a state of emptiness. Take another count of 5, release your pelvic floor, and inhale. On your next inhale, walk your hands as far as you can to the right. Feel this stretch in your left side. And if you can add a bit more length, bring your left palm on top of the back of your right hand. Slowly come back to the center. Bring your hands to prayer, to the nape of your neck. Back to center. And then walk them over to the left. Right on top of left and stretch. To the center. Hands to prayer and to the nape of your neck. And back to center. Next, thread your left arm under your right. Bring your left cheek and ear to the ground. And if it feels right, bring your right arm behind your back to the place where your hip and thigh meet. Come back to child's pose. Hands to prayer and to the nape of your neck. And extend. and thread your right arm under your left and bring your left arm behind your back. Breathing in and out, jaw relaxed. Then back to child's pose. Hands to prayer and to the nape of your neck. Remove the block and come to tabletop. Make sure your hands are under your shoulders and knees under hips. Deep inhale. Drop your stomach. Roll your shoulders back and gently lift your head, no tension in your neck, to cow. Then exhale. Roll your shoulders, chin to throat, cat. Let's do cat and cow a few times. Inhaling and exhaling. Come back to a neutral spine and extend your right arm and left leg. Really stretch them out, foot flexed, and slowly bring them to touch under your chest in cat. Inhale on the extension and exhale on the bend. Inhale, exhale. Come back to cat-cow. And then re-extend the arm and the leg. This time reach out to the sides, foot flexed with toes pointing forward. Back to the center, join elbow and knee under chest in cat 3 times, inhaling and exhaling. Then place your left foot on the ground, toes facing forward, right hand on the ground, and reach your left arm in the air. Thread it under your right arm, stretch, left ear and cheek to the ground. Breathe in and out. Come back to center and lift right arm. Thread it under your left. Maybe grab your left foot and lift your left arm and wrap it around your back. Unravel. Come back to cat-cow. And we'll move to the other side. Extend the other arm and leg, foot flexed, and bring them to touch under your chest in cat. Inhale on the extension and exhale on the bend. Come back to cat-cow. And then re-extend the arm and leg and reach out to the sides. Foot flexed with toes pointed forward, back to center. Join elbow and knee under chest in cat 3 times. Inhaling and exhaling. Place right foot on the ground, toes facing forward. Left hand on the ground and reach your right arm in the air. Thread it under your right arm. Stretch, right ear and cheek to the ground. Come back to center. Lift left arm and thread it under the right. If it works for you today, grab your left foot and lift your left arm and wrap it around your back. Unravel. Come back to cat-cow. Inhale on cow. Exhale on cat. Come onto your left knee and bring your foot behind it. Bring your right foot flat on the floor, gate pose. Right arm over your head and rise to stand on knee and foot. Bring right arm to right leg and stretch. And like a windmill, flow down to your left hand. Maybe lift your right leg off the ground this time. Stretch to the right and again inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And back to cat-cow. And then come onto the other side and windmill from side to side 3 times. And then come back to cat-cow. Ground your toes into the ground and come into down dog. Spread all 10 fingers on the ground, eyes of your elbows facing in, and start pedaling your legs. Bend your right knee and reach your left heel to the ground, and then bend your left knee and reach your right heel to the ground. Then take a deep breath, bend in both knees, chest to thighs, lift your glutes high in the air and drop your heels. Then slowly walk your feet to the edges of the mat and reach your head deep towards your legs. Release your shoulders. Bend your knees and jump forward to a deep yogic squat, malasana. Hands to your heart, elbows pushing your knees out. Slowly rise, arms overhead, into your heart. Exhale and fold forward. Inhale, come to half lift, neck an extension of your back, and exhale and fold. And come up to chair position. Make sure your knees are behind your toes. Straighten your legs and fold halfway down with your arms around your head, and then flow from chair to half lift twice more. Come back to chair, hands to heart, and step your left leg back to warrior 1, left toes pointing out 45 degrees. Open your arms to the sides, twisting toward your bent front leg, and windmill your arms back. Come back to center and fold. Extend, fold, and rise to chair. Interlace your fingers behind your back, shine your heart out, and fold, hands way over your head. Come back to chair. Step your right leg back and twist to the bent front leg, windmill arms out. Come back to center. Fold. Half lift, fold, reach up, and begin Sun Salutation C. Fold, half lift, and step left leg back to low crescent lunge. Left knee to the ground and arms overhead. Frame your front foot and step back to plank. Make sure your hands are under your shoulders and your fingers are spread, and slowly lower your knees to the ground, and then chest and chin. Roll your shoulders back and come up to cobra. Bring your forehead to the floor, inhale and roll back to cobra. Exhale and lower forehead. On the next inhale, push up to down dog. And breathe in and out. Lift your left leg high in the air. Bend the thigh under your chest and bring your foot between your arms, back knee to the ground and arms in the air. Frame your front foot. Step back foot forward and fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. And rise, arms above your head and hands to heart. And on the other side, inhale, reach up and fold. Exhale, half lift, inhale. And step right leg back to low crescent lunge, right knee to the ground and arms overhead. Frame your front foot and step back to plank. Slowly lower your knees to the ground, then chest and chin. Roll your shoulders back and come up to cobra. Stretch your hands out to the sides, come onto your fingertips and stretch up. Shoulders are far from your ears. Roll up and down 3 times, inhaling and exhaling. Roll your shoulders back. On the next inhale, push up to down dog. Lift your right leg high in the air. Bend the thigh under your chest and bring your foot between your arms, back knee to the ground and arms in the air. Frame your front foot, step back foot forward and fold. Half lift, fold. Raise arms above your head and hands to heart. Let's go one step further with our Surya Namaskar C. Reach up and fold. Half lift. Fold. And then step your left foot back to a high crescent lunge. Windmill your arms backward. Arms up. Frame your front foot and step back to plank. Knees chest, chin or chaturanga, cobra or up dog, and come to your stomach. Roll your shoulders back, arms parallel to your sides, palms facing in, and lift your chest to locust. Release to the ground. Inhale and come back to locust. This time bend your knees. Release to the ground. Inhale and come back to locust, bend your knees and grab your ankles. Release. And on the next inhale, push to downward dog. Lift your left leg high in the air. Bend knee and open hips to left. Windmill your leg backward. Come back to 3-legged dog and step your left foot forward between your hands. High crescent lunge. Twist and open toward your bent leg. Come back to center and windmill your arms back. Frame your front foot and fold. Half lift, fold, rise up, hands to heart. And on the second side, reach up, inhale, and fold, exhale. Half lift on the inhale, and fold. Step your right leg back to high crescent lunge, windmill your arms backward. Arms up. Frame your front foot and step back to plank. Knees, chest, chin or chaturanga, cobra or up dog. And come to your stomach. Roll your shoulders back. Bring your forehead to the floor and roll up 3 times. On the next inhale, push up to down dog. Lift your right leg in the air. Bend knee and open hips to right. Windmill your leg backward. Come back to 3-legged dog and step your right foot forward between your hands, high crescent lunge, and twist and open toward your bent leg. Windmill your arms back. Come back to center. Frame your front foot and fold. Half lift. Fold. And rise, hands to heart. Raise your hands in the air once again. Big breath in and fold forward. Step your feet to the sides of the mat and come to Malasana, deep yogic squat. Hands to your heart, elbows pushing out your knees. Bring your left hand to the floor, your elbow pushing your knee out to the side, and raise your right arm in the air. Bring your raised hand behind your back. Come back to center. Raise the opposite arm to the air and wrap it around your back. Up and back to center. If you have crow in your practice, this is time to take it. You may want to start by hugging the outside of your upper arms with your inner thighs. Lean forward and try raising each of your feet. And then, if that works, possibly both of them into the air. If this is new for you, just get the feeling of balancing on your arms. You really can do it. It just takes some practice. Come back to Malasana. Bring your hands behind your back. With your fingers pointing toward your back, stretch into a reverse tabletop. If you're uncomfortable with dropping your head back, you can keep your chin on your chest. Then extend your legs and swing your glutes back, but don't sit. And then swing them back and forth twice more. Come to sit, and then to your knees to take camel pose. Reach your arms over your head and bring your hands to your sacrum, fingers facing down and your elbows pulled together. And then push your hip bones out. Then if it feels comfortable, windmill your left and then your right hand in the air and grab your heels. You can come onto your toes if you'd like to raise your heels. Slowly bring your hands back to your sacrum. Rise and bring your hands to your heart. And then make your way to your back and take happy baby. Lightly pushing your knees toward your armpits. Slowly roll to the right until your knee reaches the ground and extend your left leg. Return to the center. Roll to the left. Extend your right leg. And you may try extending both of your legs if it feels right today. Then come back to happy baby and give your knees a really big hug into your chest. Then extend your right leg to the floor, your left leg high into the air, the sole of your foot facing up, and bring your arms to a T. And slowly bring your left leg over your right, your gaze toward your left hand. Focus on keeping both shoulder blades on the floor. If you have a little more stretch, you may try grabbing your left foot with your right hand. Bring your leg back up. Bring your leg back up into the ground. Then raise your right leg and cross it over the left. Shoulders down and gaze to the right hand. Finally, bring your knees to your chest and rotate them out and in. Give your knees a last big hug. Bring your forehead to your knees. And then stretch out to Shavasana. Palms facing up and pinky toes touching the floor. And take another deep breath through your nose into your stomach, your heart, your throat, and your third eye. And breathe it out through your mouth. Into your sacrum, thighs, shins, ankles, and toes. And out through your mouth. Into your shoulders. Lift your arms above your head. Stretch forward, up and out, and roll onto your right side. Your head resting on your right arm. Breathe in and out. You might want to come into a fetal position here. Just take a few more really deep breaths, releasing through your mouth. And when you're ready, push up with your left hand back into a comfortable seated position. Let's take a few more windmills with our arms just before we say goodbye. Really feel what length here that you've gained by opening up your arms during this practice. Bring your hands above your head to your forehead, to your lips, to your heart, to the center of your creativity. And then up and out to the world. May we have a beautiful day, and I look forward to seeing you in Jerusalem soon.